Marcelino Nardo.
Can you spell it?
Marcelino. C in Nardo. Nerdo.
So your first name is Marcelino, Marcelino, and last name is Nardo, Nardo.
Yes.
And do you have a middle initial?
Yes. C. Cabos.
C.
C. Cabos.
And what is your birthday? Birthday.
July 30, 1930.
1920?
1930.
1930.
Yeah.
So you are now 89.
Yeah.
You look great, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. And where were you born?
I born in Escalante, Negros Occidental.
And
Province of Negros Occidental, Escalante.
very good. And tell me about your family background when you were growing up. Your father, mother, brother, and sister.
My father is Elias Nardo. They are already dead.
But what did he do? What did he do?
What?
Did he do?
He was already dead. My mother is Inisita Cabos. They are already dead.
Yeah.
In 1974 and 65, my father was dead in 1964. My mother is 70. In 1974, my mother was dead. I married with the name of Corazon Nardo. Corazon Mosqueda Nardo.
So what school did you go? What school did you go?
What?
School.
I'm only elementary school in Escalante, Negros Occidental.
Uh-huh. What about, when did you graduate high school?
I did not go in high school.
When did you join the military then?
I joined in military in 1950. I was called by the government to report as an I report in 1950 for military service.
And so when did you leave for Korea?
I joined in 14th city in 1952 and going to Korea.
1952?
Yeah, 1952.
Okay, and where did you arrive in Korea?
First we arrived we passed in Japan. And then Japan to Korea, we landed in Busan.
Busan.
Yeah.
So tell me about Busan that you for the first time saw. How was it?
Busan is a nice place.
How was people look to you? How was Korean people and Korean children?
We Korean children there, when we arrived, we are cooperating. But as I know, they are very sad because of the situation that the North Korea was invaded there. So from Seoul, with our advance party to Satari. That is our base in Korea. And in that time, we practice there by getting familiarized the train of the train so that we can go to the front line. Then we established a way there in Satiri. That is our base.
Yeah. So did you participate in the battle there?
Remember that when about 1st July, July 1982, there was announced that the South Korea and North Korea will be talking for truce talk. That time, the North Korea was advancing. You remember the Christmas Hill?
Christmas Hill.
Yeah. Every hill there in Korea, there were, in the front line, there is a name of every hill. The Christmas Hill was overrun by North Korea.
Chinese.
That is 74 Regiment of U.S. Army. We go there to, they request that the Philippines or the commander of U.S. request the troop of Philippines to advance to Christmas Hill. When we arrived in Christmas Hill, you believe that when we arrived there at around 2 o'clock, I see the piling of casualty. Dead soldier. The American people go in the casualty soldier by spraying the DDT. The pile of casualty, I remember, is very terrible. They placed in the duffel bag.
Mm-hmm.
But when the night came, we received the barrage. Well, that is one. We spread to another place because that we cannot remember the place of Christmas Hill. We are not very observer there because that is the place of the American soldiers.
I see. So what about, so you participate in the Battle of Christmas Hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How severe was it? How severe that battle was?
Very terrible.
Tell me the details. Tell me, what did you do?
The platoon leader and we are already waiting for the command to go there, but the place are in the front line, Christmas Hill. Now after that, when the barracks was over, we are waiting only to remove.
Were you wounded? Were you wounded?
We are engineering section composed of 1 platoon.
Okay. And what was your specialty? Rifleman?
We have the engineer section, the position of the engineer section, we make planting night bomb. We complete of the rifle. We complete the rifle. But our mission there was to place the time bomb
I see.
in the front so that the North Korea, when it come here every night, they will trap that in landmine.
So that must have been really dangerous, right?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Tell me about it. How dangerous was it?
It is dangerous because we cannot see the North Korea. We are only hit the barrage.
The barrage of the bombing from enemies.
Enemy from North Korea. That is we call planting rice. Above the six ground, the bomb will explode very terribly.
Were any other being killed? Many been killed?
The people was killed there is the 74th regiment because that is their front line. That is the sector because the boundary, the front line that every you have an area, every well, there is the area of 74 regiment.
What was the most difficult thing during your service there in Korea?
That is the difficult because when the time was our breakfast, or I think it is dinner, in Satire, the bomb was coming. We cannot know how to run. We cannot see the people, the enemy people. We only hear the airbus from the sky, from the North Korea. That is very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Yeah.
When we go to reinforce the 18 Alpha Company of 12 Alpha Company to second platoon of Alpha Company, the hail there is like a kissing. The North Korea, you can hear the sound of loudspeaker. People, the Filipino people go home or you are around enemy. Very lonely if you hear that because you can remember your parents.
Were there any your friends being killed there?
Yes, our friends killed. The first casualty was the platoon leader of engineer section. They are delivering of water tank by Freeport, delivered to water to the company, Recon company in the front line.
Yeah.
Because the company of the front line, we are supporting the needs of the one. We support them water tank, big water tank, so that they can drink.
And he was killed by doing that?
Yes, when the ship was in the lowland, they said the lowland.
Where did you sleep?
We sleep in the bunker.
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 Oh. Was it cold?
Oh, yeah, very cold.
Tell me about it. How cold? I mean, Philippines was warm place. It's a very hot here, and you went to Korea. How was it?
We feel very cold because we are not there to experience the weather there. We have clothing. With the Korea, we have clothing can prevent the cold.
Were there any Korean children working in your bunker?
The Korean, we call them kise, Korean civilian. When in July, about 5th July or 10th, they are announcing that the truce is coming. In 27th of July, there is truce will be signed. And then, after that, before the 27th July, we evacuate their old things from the front line. Old things from front line. And that when the truce will sign, you cannot remove that. So, before the 27th of July, we remove the old things from the front line to rear, going to Busan.
So, how was it when they announced the armistice, that no more war? How was it?
We are very happy like that. Before that, we are waiting for the signing of the truce. From Satire, we evacuate to another area near the 24th Division because the 14th City was under the 24th Division Army. So we placed that in the hill. About that, when we placed that, we have no bunker. which open in the air. Besides that, that area was already occupied by the North. The Pablo realized that area. So that in the evening, we arrived at in afternoon, in the evening, they strike on the barrage. And luckily, our officer was, she have already the bunker of that old soldier of Korea was already come to the south. We placed there, but our Nardo and Marabiti was their bunker was hit directly. We are very terrible at night because we are already in new place. We have no bunker. We cover only to the ground and waiting for the barrage will stop. After the barrage was stopped, we heard already the Korean civilian, because we have already civilian Korean attending that, like that, they will hit us ganyan. They shout the Dominado was still ready.
What did you do when you were not fighting in the front line? What did you do?
We are already covering, like, cover ourselves. They on their our officer. You boys, you take cover. Your life is very dangerous.
Dangerous, yes. Were you able to write letter back to your family?
No writing in the home.
Oh.
That we are in Korea, we are not writing our family by letter. What is the situations out there? They cannot receive it later because in the front line we have no light. Because light can easily detected by the North.
Enemies.
Enemies.
Right, yeah. When did you leave Korea? 1953?
Yeah,
But do you remember the month?
I cannot remember.
But after the armistice, right?
Yeah, after armistice, our battalion commander requesting that all engineer section go to, you remember, you can know the Singnam village near to the parallel Singnam village. Will make their stars. I'm the one because I am engineer. We make them more than 1 month. We make a church in Singnam village.
I see.
Very nice people there in Singnam village. After the church was finished, all materials that was supported by the US, all materials to make the church from the US military, they support. After that finished, we turn over the church to engineer, mayor of that Singnam village. There are 4 kinds of one Catholic, Mubab, but they are quarreling because one of them will want that they are taking that church.
So, have you been back to Korea?
Huh?
Have you been invited back to Korea? Did you go to Korea?
Now,
Yeah.
I cannot upset that I'm not interested. I'm not already. I'm very happy that they invite me to go to Korea.
Yeah.
Myself, I cannot turn because I have my sickness. They call the arthritis, or we call it in Tagalog, aryoma. We have there when the aryoma will go, because very cold, I cannot suffer that cold.
I see. So, you've never been back to Korea,
Yeah,
right?
I live it back.
So, but do you know how Korean economy now?
our comrades, all they are going to Korea. They tell me that they are very good now in Korea. Please, it is not like before. Kukuya, they want me that they convince me to go to Korea because I think if I go there that I cannot suffer my sickness. They tell me that they want to take care of you by ako, even do that because I feel the cold there in Korea, even that's not a winter time, very cold in Korea.
Mm-hmm. So, are you proud to be a Korean War veteran?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I am the only Filipino who can serve in another country and please the country as a Filipino.
And are you proud about the Korean economy now?
Yeah.
Do you know how well Korean economy is now?
We received that the Korean is very improving now because I tell you all my son, I have 5 daughters. All of them going to Korea.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They want to visit in Korea. They last week, my old daughter arrived from Korea. He tell me that, Pa, Korea now, there are big quarter of U.S. Army. Sabi niya, they are the American quarter, they are big in Korea. Sabi, Seoul, dito niya pa, Seoul is very good place. Kuya, our photographer in Korea, she came from Seoul. She came.
Yeah.
The name of Kim.
So, did you like it?
Yeah. They are all, every time they get this picture us and when we take a picture, then we mail it to our family.
So, who invited your daughter?
Toto,
Yeah, who invited?
the office of Pipto.
So, Korean government invited your daughter?
The Pipto officer,
Yeah.
Korean embassy, so the Pipto, and then the Pipto will release us to tell us that you will go to Korea.
So, instead of you, your daughter went to Korea.
I cannot go to Korea because very.
I know. So, instead of you, your daughter went to Korea. Yeah. And did she come back? Is she still in Korea now?
Last week.
Last week, she came back?
Yeah.
Oh, where is she?
He was working in the Aguinaldo.
Okay. So, you know that now Korean economy is 11th largest in the world. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that Korean economy is bigger than Philippines economy? Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it's been changed. And that's the legacy of your work there, right? Yes. That's the important contribution you made for the Korean people. Yeah. And that's why we are doing this, to record and preserve your memory of your Christmas Hill battle.
Yeah.
Yes. And Sateri. Sateri. Yeah.
And Shingnam. Village.
Yes. Yeah. And that is your legacy, and that's why we are doing this. Yeah. So I want to thank you, Mr. Nardo. You did very good for the Korean people, and thank you again for your honorable service. Yeah.
I am very proud that I can serve this, give to Shingnam Village, the people of Shingnam Village. We built their church. You remember, I think you will not believe. The door of church, I think it is 10 feet or 8 feet. They gave us an octopus. You know what is octopus is? That is That is equal, put in, bring it in the ocean. Obtuse the meaning one hit. Yan ganyan. We tied it in the floor, in the top of the door. The one of octopus dead, gumagano. It's very big and piece. They give us a word there. Because the mayor of Singnan village was one of the Japanese during Japanese war in the Philippines. He was the one who goes in Mindanao.
I see. Got it. So thank you so much again for your time today.